speed. He made a sword-swinging rig that actually it hit another sword, and those swords both broke into pieces. So basically, you have flying knives and daggers coming through the air and sticking into the walls. And anything that Grant makes, I would say, is the most dangerous thing ever.
Yeah, the Batmobile grappling hook shot that through the wall.
Into the neighbors. That didn't make the episode, but it actually shot through the wall into the neighbor's shop. Can you imagine? You're just sitting there and minding your own business. Your regular business, you know you're next to Mythbusters, but you don't expect a grappling hook to come through the wall. You pull back and then have Grant go, sorry.
That, by the way, is the reason that sometimes in the show, you know, Jamie's shop is called M5. Where we work is another shop called M7. A lot of people wonder, well, what happened to M6? Well, you can imagine what it's like to have the Mythbusters as your neighbor. Bad smells, explosions, fire, gunshots,
Screaming. I'm talking about you.
So anyway, long story short, we got thrown out of M6.
We were next door to a photographer. Apparently his models had some startling looks when he took pictures.
But now we're at M7. People next to us are very nice. They sell sausages.
All right, thank you very much. Next
Hi,
question.
I've noticed a couple of guys have been targeting Kari, so I'm going to target right now. Grant, can you ask Kari if she'll give you a hug?
Sure, I'll give you That's what you meant. That's what you meant, right?
Next question, go ahead.
That's okay, she's in the back place.
I mentor First Robotics team, and as you know, there's such a short turnaround time. How do you on the show? I mean, you don't really time for trial and error and everything. So, what's kind of the thought process so that you can get that bot or project built really quickly?
So what's the project from conception to?
Yeah, how do you do it so quickly? With sometimes working.
We work on all of them simultaneously. We actually do have a few researchers and a production staff as well that helps us with some of the research. So there's a lot of kind of working out the bugs before we have to come down to the, okay, how are we going to build the machines? You know, get down to the nitty gritty. So usually, we can film a myth usually in about 8 days. Is about what we do it, but it takes about 3 months from conception to final editing, and all the editing is done in Australia as well. So we have to get everything over there for approval. It is an Australian production company. But it's, mostly we just bumble along and problem solve until it comes out okay.
We do have full-time staff of researchers, both here in America and in Australia, to help us. That's where all the myth ideas come from. That's a common question. They comb the internet, the source of all knowledge, false knowledge, and so Snopes.com, Darwin Award, Barb, things like that, and they come up kind of flesh out what the myth might be, and if there's any truth to it, dig up as much research as possible. And then when it comes to actually getting to the experiments, we have a story meeting. So we all sit down in the room and say, okay, how are we going to do this? Just like we would normally brainstorm with a whiteboard, just sketching out ideas until we have something that pretty much works. And we build it as quickly as possible. And there's no army of people behind the scenes, just us. It's the 5 of us. Each shop has an assistant that kind of helps keep the stock, keeps the blade sharp, that sort of thing.
All the building.
Yeah.
All the design.
Execution, and cleanup a lot of the times.
Your contracts actually say take out the trash.
Yeah. Well, yeah, yours, mine, and Tori's say take out the trash.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's helpful. It's sign it, you're the best person to consult with.
Okay, I have 2 questions. One, do you make fun of each other a lot?
What?
Do you make fun of each other a lot?
Yes. It's sort of a sibling kind of relationship we all have. All 5 of us give each other a lot of grief. It's just part of the world.
Will you sign my book?
Yes, absolutely. I wrote a book on...
You can bring it up while the next question gets asked. That would...
Of course I have.
Bring it on, just as a kid. Actually, between him and I, every time he has a pen, I take it and run to the end. Not on purpose, because that's what I do, just to make him angry. Now I do it on purpose.
So, this is my book, by the way. If you know Robot Wars and BattleBots, BattleBots is actually returning to ESPN.
ESPN.
The college version of if that's successful, then they'll go to the pro version. But
So does that make you a jock now?
oh, that's why you're laughing. Yeah, it's a sport. Of course, it's a sport. But anyway, if you want to know how to build a robot, buy my book. I don't know.
All right, next question, Gary.
This question is for Grant. I see a lot of robotics on the show, and it sounds like everyone is doing robotics. So I was wondering if you have a preferred platform that you prefer method for usually systems using.
I got about 10% of that.
Oh, sorry. I was wondering, when you're building your robotics, do you have preferred microcontroller preferred parts that you can put in robots?
Do you have a method to your madness of robotics?
Yes. I tend to rely on tried and true things. Sometimes a myth will come up and we'll have to build something new, but pretty much I try and apply the same techniques. And in our line of work, the kind of robots that we build on the show, it's brute force. It's very seldom is it actually like very delicate mechanisms. Everything has to be as if you're going to pound on it with a hammer for 3 hours, kind of thing. And that's Jamie's design philosophy, actually pound on it with a hammer until it looks like something.
Grant's really into recycling. He'll take whatever robot he worked on before and just kind of apply it however he can to the next robot, so they just become cooler and cooler.
It saves time. Sword swinging robot became a hat thrower, that sort of thing.
Which originally wasn't a hammer slammer?
That was the second batch. Yeah. So there you go. Brute force. Make it as simple as possible.
All right, next question.
Hey guys, I was wondering, what's your typical day like, and how much time do you get like in between seasons and stuff? You know what I mean, for like personal time?
Right. This is our day off right now. We get 2 weeks off every 6 or so, or 6 months.
For maybe 5 months actually.
We like our job. We pretty much work continually every day. It's full time. What was the last time?
Yeah. How long? Do you have any
Typical
personal-
day. Typical day.
Typical day.
I don't think I had a typical day. Starts with coffee and ends with snoring. That's about it.
Kari gets in the office about 8 o'clock, answers fan mail for the first 2 hours,